WXXV Saints Report. Sponsored by Bay Pest Control.
Almost a Halloween horror movie for the New Orleans Saints, who almost blew a double-digit lead for their second straight home game. But when push came to shove, it was Tom Brady and the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers who got spooked. The black and gold scored 16 of their 36 points off 3 turnovers by the 7-time Super Bowl champion, including a drop-the-mic pick 6 by P.J. Williams with less than 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. One of the coolest things about our new set here at News 25 is this awesome video wall. And one of the coolest things about this awesome video wall, when people wave at me, I can wave back. Hey, Caleb. Harrison Central softball hosting Gulfport. Well, it's been a while since the Golden Eagles felt quite like this, dropping a home game to UAB 34-0, their first shutout defeat in more than 7 years since a rough night up in Starkville. And when you're on QB5, kind of is what it is, but at the same time, the black and gold finding silver lining in the fact that they gave up just 3 points to the Blazers in that second half, thanks in large part to former Gulfport quarterback, now converted linebacker TQ Newsome, who had a big hand in a goal line fumble recovery for Southern Miss.
Except that didn't happen, did it?
Never. This is my game. Just kidding. You can have it next year. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. All I do know is we should roll the highlights. Red Rebels hosting the Admirals. Heated rivals from Region 4 Class 6A, both coming in with perfect district marks of 3-0, which means someone has to take their first loss. And Grace, you know, sometimes you just need to hug it out. Deuce Hugger fakes out everybody wearing a white jersey, and he's gone. Speed to burn. That's a long touchdown for the senior. Hornets go up 14-7, but the scoring has only just begun. Tends to happen when Caden Irving is in the highlights. Ole Miss baseball commit looking for his main man, A.J. Phillips, on 3rd and 10, and he's got him. Keeps the drive alive with a first down. Now, Grace, you said the other week you didn't know Irving had wheels like this, and honestly, the only thing I can compare this to is like trying to tackle the vending machine in our break room. Good luck. Lowers the shoulder. Another first down, Gators. Now, as much as I try to have News 25's 25 teams in 25 days planned out to a T, it usually turns into, hey, coach, what day works best for you guys this week? Gulfport head man John Archie immediately responded, Wednesday. And then it dawned on me, the first day in shoulder pads, which means hitting. And the Admirals are probably ready to hit somebody after the way last year turned out. So let's get right into some board drill action at stop number 14.
It's not the motto, but I mean, do you guys have like a dog mindset? Like, is that?
You see, you got it right there. Striking while the iron's hot for this week's WXXV Student Athlete of the Week, and there may not be a Mississippi high school football player hotter right now than Picayune's Dante Dowdell, who was just announced today as the 2021 Max Preps Player of the Year for the Magnolia State. Picayune exercising a lot of demons on the same field that caused the Maroon Tide so much anguish the first time they played West Point in the 5A state championship game, but this time the medal's gold, not silver.
It ain't silver. This one ain't silver this time, it's gold.
And how fitting, former head coach Dodd Lee standing right next to second-year head man Cody Stogner, as they both got that sweet, sweet taste of victory and Gatorade together here at the Rock. Earlier this month, the Gulfport girls soccer program was ranked first in the nation by Max Preps, only to be dropped to second a few days later, to which the Lady Admirals responded, hold my shin guards. Eminem lyric incoming. They can't catch up to all this energy that I've mustered. Linda Mustard from 20 out. Another goal makes it 4-0 Lady Irish. That's a hat trick, and that's a wrap. You were calling a video game simulation.
Yes.
Not too long ago, about this time last year.
That's
I was
right.
running highlights here in this very studio. We have a new set since then, but of that very game. I mean, how did you stay sane during everything that was going on? And there he goes. Charge up, young fella. Trying to bring the house down. Shingle by shingle, brick by brick. This gym is rocking. 2 dunks in the last 2 minutes of the half. Can we get a third? Well, yes, except this time it's Trace Joseph. Oh! 5-finger throwdown, and somebody please tell me this rim has a good health insurance policy. Just getting demolished. Ensuing Van Cleef possession. Beware of dog. Dayon Bilbo, the state's leading rusher, coming in. More than 1,500 yards in 6 games, 23 touchdowns, and you can't understand until you see it in person. Actually, Grace, I take that back. You can see it on video too. Are you kidding me?
That's right, Grant. Gulfport and Picayune know each other very, very well. They've met now 7 years in a row, including tonight in the month of September, and that just goes to show how important a game like this can be, where you're using this as a barometer, get to know your opponent, get to know your team a little bit better, see who comes out on top on Friday night. Now, Picayune 4-2 over those last 6 games, but these last 3 games in particular, explosive, high-scoring games, both teams combining 82 points per game over that little 3-year stretch, and all of those games decided by 1 possession. So joining me here is Brian Caldwell, athletic director here at Gulfport High School, to talk about this matchup and what it means to a team that's always looking to compete late in the season, but getting a little taste of it early on. How can that help you guys down the stretch?
That was a life hand you lemons kind of sports block. If you
It was.
notice.
Jeff did great, so kudos to you.
You know, good friend of yours, like you mentioned. So
Yeah, what do they call him? The Dozo, director of
Dozo.
scoreboard operations. Once every few years on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, you're looking on from behind the bench at a high school football game, and then you see it, a ponytail coming out of the back of a helmet. This season, this is your typical Friday night in Long Beach, and her name, Ashton Rupert, who's saying yes to the dress and just about any other athletic uniform she can get her hands on. Oh, and if this story sounds familiar, well, that's because it is.
I was trying on my helmet for the first time. I was like, hold on, let me take my hair down. And they were like, whoa, we're not used to that. And then like one time I think I asked Coach Foreman, I was like, hey, do you have a ponytail? And I just like completely just didn't click with me that they weren't gonna have a ponytail. They were like, no, I don't have one, sorry.
Being the only girl on the high school football team certainly has a learning curve, but it's nothing a 4-sport athlete like Ashton Rupert can't kick her way through.
Last week volleyball ended, so I'd go from here to soccer practice and then leave at 3:10 from soccer practice, go to volleyball, and then try and catch middle school because I assistant coach the middle school girls soccer team. So busy, very busy.
No rest for the weary. Ashton plays soccer, her first true love, volleyball, softball, and now football for the Bearcats.
It was always, well, what if you get hit? And I was like, then I get hit and get back up. Just like if I get pushed down soccer, get back up.
As it turns out, playing goalie made her the perfect candidate to win the starting kicker job. All it took was a little nudge from former assistant coach Doug Lucas.
I was doing a goal kick and I kicked it like 40, 50 yards. He's like, why don't you let me come bring you out here during lunch sometime and show you how to kick a field goal? He's like, would you be interested in that? I was like, I don't know. My dad's not going to let me. He's not going to let me.
Knowing what we know now, Ashton must have a pretty persuasive touch. Not only is she the starting kicker, she's the only kicker on the team. Good from up to 35 yards in a game with a long in practice of 50.
I make a PAT and they're all slapping me on the head. I got to duck a little bit so I don't get a concussion. They're hitting me so hard.
I don't know how she does it either. You know, words can't describe what she does between her sports, her extracurricular activities, her religion and relationship with God. She does it all, and she's very amazing.
Ashton got even busier last week, if that's even possible, as one of 5 senior maids on the homecoming court. Lo and behold, she won Homecoming Queen right alongside Homecoming King and teammate West Borland.
I never really thought I'd be in those shoes, winning Homecoming King, and then my teammate and long life friend winning Homecoming Queen. It was really great, spectacular, very special.
Winning was that was amazing. It was nice to get to be in my dress. I didn't have to be in my uniform. And then like they just were like, all right, go get ready. You got a game. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Right into the locker room. My mom helped me get undressed and put on my football stuff, came out here, started warming up. Played in the game.
Not only did Ashton play in the game, she kicked an extra point and handled the kickoff duties. As fate would have it, that now makes her the second female kicker coached by Ryan Ross to win Homecoming Queen and score at least 1 point in a game on the same night. In 2018, Kaylee Foster made national headlines for kicking the game-winning extra point against George County in overtime when he was the head man at Ocean Springs.
Coach Ross, he came over and he told us all about that story and how cool that experience was for him. And then Ashton comes out and kicks, and you know, he kind of looked at us and said, well, now we got another kicker that's a girl. And then next thing you know, she's in the homecoming court, and he looked at us and said, this might happen again. And sure enough, it did, you know.
Whenever she was playing and she went homecoming queen, I read her story, watched all her videos, and I just was like, this is awesome, this is awesome. I wish that could be me one day. And then it happened, and then now I'm just like, oh wow, I'm sure there's other people saying that now. It's amazing to like sit back and like wow, look at all that God's done for me. Like, he's just really been so faithful and just amazing, and all of this is just a blessing. It really is.
Now, unfortunately, Coach Ross wasn't able to be at this particular practice. As for Ashton, she says she wants to play soccer at the next level while majoring in education so that she can one day teach and coach. And if you're wondering what Kaylee's up to, she's now a junior soccer standout at Mississippi College. Long Beach hosts West Harrison tomorrow.